And welcome back, football fans. This is Play Action Takes presented by Apollo Media. Week 5 just happened. This is Monday afternoon. Recording Monday, October 9th. Football happened, boys?
Football happened, and for some it's a victory Monday, but others it's not. So
yeah, a third of this podcast got a victory.
Yeah, look, as long as one of our teams wins,
it's cool.
each Monday,
it's cool.
Right,
we're happy.
I mean, double the wins though, double the vibes. Right now we're just slightly vibing.
Yeah, it's cool. Football was cool yesterday.
Technically, this podcast is undefeated if you go by that measure.
True, very true. We just
haven't lost.
We just stay winning. Mostly, it's probably going to mostly be your team, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's almost all the time it's been your team.
Yeah.
I guess we should talk about that since last week we recorded before it happened. Chase Claypool traded to the Miami Dolphins for a 6th-round pick and a 7th-round pick, and Chase Claypool go back to the Miami Dolphins. He didn't play this week. Will probably be playing this upcoming Sunday against the Panthers. It's going to be interesting.
That is going to be interesting.
It's pretty funny. I think it's funny, very funny.
My favorite tweet I saw about the whole thing was Mike McDaniels in his press conference said, "Yeah, no, it's cool. We weren't even looking for wide receiver help." And someone quoted it and said, "You traded for the right guy." Then.
yeah, that. And then somebody was asking him about Chase Claypool's 40 time from the combine, and it's like, I don't know, 4.3, but he's 6'4", so it's a little different than what the Dolphins have currently with their 5'10" wide receivers. But
you got another fast guy. I mean,
and someone was asking about the 40 time, and Mike goes, "What do you want me to say? He's fast? Yeah, that's pretty cool." It's just like
you want me to say
the legend of getting fast players for the Miami Dolphins grows. But we won't start there. We'll start in London. Let's start with the London Jaguars.
That's Australia.
And that was close. It's about the same. It's the same thing.
We'll get a little biscuits in beans.
You should probably stop that. All right, you should probably quit it.
Fine.
You should probably not do that. Fine.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't your best, but Jacksonville, London Jaguars beat the Buffalo Bills 25-20. It appears that Josh Allen is Superman against the Miami Dolphins and nobody else. I don't know why that happens.
What the fuck are the Bills? What the fuck are the Jaguars? What are we doing here?
I don't know. Stephon Diggs throwing his tablet against the bleachers, basically yelling at Josh Allen, but not at Josh Allen, was interesting.
Yeah.
Trouble in Paradise, which we've been talking about for the last, 5-6 months with the Buffalo Bills. Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. It's weird.
Honestly, if you're at this point, if you're Josh Allen, you got to be fucking tired of that.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you shut the fuck up. I'm top 3. All right? Yeah. I'm top 5. Shut up.
Look, man. Look, they didn't get the win. It was a close game there at the end, 25-20. I don't understand what Stephon Diggs has to be mad about. Josh Allen was 27 for 40, 359 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. That's a phenomenal
and
day.
A rushing touchdown.
And a rushing. That's a phenomenal day. Okay,
Stephon Diggs threw Stephon Diggs though. Like
he did one time, but still, that was already like a 50-yard pass.
No,
and then
it was
also
crazy.
Stephon Diggs, who's angry. This was his stat line. He had 8 receptions for 121 yards and a touchdown. What's wrong? Like, just relax.
Maybe yell at the defense for letting ETN run all over you.
Like, I don't know what you want Josh to do. He targeted you 11 times.
And Jacksonville should have won this game by like 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
They were in the red zone like 3 or 4 different times, and Trevor Lawrence just inexplicably fumbles again and again and again.
He is.
I think they had 3 drives in the red zone where they didn't score, and it was like a turnover. I could be wrong, but because it started at 8:30 in the morning. But
yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie, I missed half of it. So
I watched every play.
Not a very football guy of me, but a very football guy of me to be hungover when I woke up.
No, I didn't watch the last London game. Isn't this the second one, right?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't watch the first one. I didn't wake up early enough, but this time I was like, no, we're gonna get up, brew some coffee, and we're gonna enjoy this Sunday morning with football. And I did, and it was a fun game. The Jags. Trevor, other than his fumble problem, he looks really good.
Yes, absolutely. And Zay Jones got to play this week, a little bit more healthy. Calvin Ridley got lots of touches. They finally started getting him the ball again after week 1. Week 1, he had a lot of touches, a lot of targets. They'd had trouble the last few weeks, but Calvin Ridley getting the ball on some jet sweeps, getting some action, screen passes, getting the ball deep down the field as well. So getting their weapons in tune. And Travis Etienne just gets stuffed at the line 90% of the time. But in the fourth quarter, he found some holes. He found the end zone a couple of times to seal the deal there at the end. So if Etienne's going, Calvin Ridley's going.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence has got help. And Cam Robinson just comes back from, I don't know, was it a gambling? Did he have a gambling suspension?
Yeah, I forgot what it was, but it was some weird suspension. But yeah, he's
something
back.
like that. But he's back. So people are being healthy. And speaking of being healthy, the Bills are not. Matt Milano probably done for the season. They lost Gregory Rousseau was out this past week. Yeah, fractured leg and something with his knee. I can't remember what it was, but probably losing him for the season. Tre'Davious White goes out for the season the week before.
Yeah,
Jordan Poyer didn't look healthy. Micah Hyde hasn't really been that healthy this season. And they lost Tremaine Edmonds to free agency, so their defense is falling apart. Not great if you're a Bills fan.
Yeah, especially since you're in a divisional race with the Miami Dolphins, who look unstoppable. Well, I mean, they stopped them, but now it's like fuck. They caught ground. They're ahead of us in the standings now, and we're losing guys. And also got a yelling receiver on the sidelines, a dejected quarterback looking at the yelling receiver. Like, things are not vibing for Buffalo right now. It's funny. It took one game.
Yeah, I know. It's wild. And the Stephon Diggs stuff is annoying. Is so annoying to me.
Stephon Diggs did this to Kirk Cousins as well. Yeah. He's just mad at Kirk Cousins for no reason, even though Kirk Cousins just slinging the ball all over the place to him. Josh Allen's kind of doing the same thing.
Is the diva receiver right now? He's by far. He's the diva.
Yeah, he's been a diva. He's been a diva for sure. He's just an emotional guy. Was in tears after the Minnesota Miracle, just fucking bawling. He's an emotional guy, but sometimes it's just like, hey man, Josh Allen is him. All right, maybe just look at the other reasons why you're losing.
Yeah.
Speaking of losing, the New England Patriots, buddies.
Wow,
Saints beat them 34-0.
Yeah, they are dead. Yeah. They're not going to do anything. Mac Jones is probably not going to be a Patriot after this season. I can see Bill Belichick retiring, unless they just drafted another quarterback. But I mean, they're so dead. It's crazy.
So I think Bill Belichick needs like 30 wins. He's at 299, and like 320 something is the record, and then 347 is the overall record. And I think he's like about 20 wins off of that, with the regular season playoff record from Don Shula, 347. Yeah. I don't think he's getting there. I think he's if he goes anywhere, it's going to be like Washington or the Chargers. Those would be the two spots for him after this season to be able to scrounge up like 5 more wins. And then Andy Reid right on his tail. You get 5 more good years out of Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, where they're winning 12 to 20 games with the Super Bowl. Like, boys, Andy Reid might just go get that record instead of Bill Belichick.
Yeah, and behind him is D'Amico Ryans. He will be there.
Mike McDaniel. But a lot of years.
Yeah,
Bill Belichick going to the Chargers would be
wild. Funny. That'd be cool.
That would be wild.
I think
good defense with a quarterback.
Good defense with a good quarterback. He's been there before. Yeah, he's
done it before.
Yeah, and I don't think Staley's gonna last. So why not make it run? Send him to LA, dude.
Yeah.
Send him to Soho, man, so we can party.
I mean, Mac Jones is awful. I don't think so, because I was talking to our buddy Jerry, too, about it. Bailey Zappi got cut at some point in time.
Before the season started, they cut every quarterback on the roster except for Mac Jones. They had Mac Jones and nobody else in week 1.
That's so wild. And so they were like, Bailey Zappi's in. And I was like, I thought he was working at FedEx.
And it was probably just like contract gymnastics. Yeah. They're trying to get someone to like elevate someone or move someone, and they had to cut him, and they like had to sign him after that. Like, there's probably some weird thing like that.
They brought Zappi back like the day after week 1.
Yeah.
After that Monday after, I think they signed him back to the practice squad and then elevated him immediately, and then gave him a full contract for the rest of the season because he's been up 3-4 times in a row now. Yeah. No, the Pats are dead. They're done.
No water.
Is Bill Belichick done in New England? That's the big question.
He has to be, right? I mean, he has to be. He looks checked out.
He does. He just doesn't even look like he. Bill Belichick's never been known for looking like he cares, but he was up at that podium, and that was his most lopsided loss in the history of his coaching career.
He's like, why am I still here? Like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, everyone else left. It's like being the last guy at the party, and you're like, oh, I think it's time.
You're kind of like looking around. You're like, oh fuck, I'm the only one here. Huh?
Oh, this one's like,
you're like, oh, sorry, did I overstay?
Yeah. It's just like you gotta go, man, and it's just not fun there.
And then everyone, the guys who own the house are like, kind of ready for him to leave, man. We want to clean up. Yeah, I'm ready to clean up and wake up the next day, a new day.
Yeah, I think the real question is Robert Kraft going to let Bill Belichick ride off into the sunset and retire on his own terms? Or is he going to kill him off, get him somewhere, or trade him for like a first-round pick from LA? A little Sean Payton action. Could do that.
That'd be interesting.
Because I think Robert Kraft's going to be tired of watching Mac Jones play football that he's going to tell them to tank, which I don't think Bill Belichick is capable of tanking. So it's quite the conundrum in New England. If you're a Patriots fan, I don't feel bad for you because you do have 6 Super Bowls in the last 20 years. Suck a dick.
I don't care.
The Saints,
no sympathy.
The Saints putting up 34 points on New England's defense is interesting.
As a fan of the team who plays the Saints next week, I'm like, what are they? Like, what is?
How did that happen?
I mean, there
was multiple defensive touchdowns. I think their defense is good. Their offense is strange, but Alvin Kamara's back. He looked good.
Carr threw for 2. Kamara had a touchdown,
and they had a pick 6. So a pretty complete game from them, honestly. Even though they did play the abysmal Patriots offense. I mean, I think the Saints are solid, and this is a pretty good showing for them. But I think this says more about the Patriots than anything. They, God, they're so bad. They're so bad.
It's
I care though, right? Don't care.
There was a kick return for
yeah.
Oh no, what? Oh,
there was a lot going on in that game.
Yeah, there was a ton going on. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think Belichick needs to leave, and I think obviously there's going to be phone calls made. Part of me wonders how big the market for Belichick's going to be post his New England career.
I don't think there'll be much of a market at all. I think at this point, Belichick is kind of going to say like, I'm fucking done, guys. I don't want to go to a new team. I'm 77 or whatever. He's in his late 70s, man. I think.
I think I think he's 72 years old. So if you get him to LA or Washington in a situation where there's good defenses, Justin Herbert's at one location. Sam Howell has looked not the worst. He looks better than Mac Jones.
He doesn't.
I know they lost. I know they lost to the Bears, but
yeah. Well, Belichick's 71. I'd say he's got till he's 75. I think 75. Hang it up. Get him 3 seasons after this one. Yeah. Go somewhere. Try to get one more. Ty Tom. That's what he needs to do. That should be his goal. Fuck this win record. Make sure he needs to go win another Super Bowl somewhere so him and Tom can both have 7.
That's absolutely what needs to happen. He needs to go win on one by himself to prove that he's not a Tom Brady merchant, essentially.
Exactly.
Too bad he can't come to Miami because that'd be pretty easy. Another disgusting game that we previewed last episode. We were intrigued. Big rivalry game. Steelers beat the Ravens 17-10. A wide receiver literally dropped every ball passed to them by Lamar Jackson for the Ravens. Every single one.
Remember we were like, oh, they have some more help now, and Lamar's paid, and no, he has no help still. He has no help. Odell is injured again. I saw a tweet saying someone quote tweeted the tweet of him getting injured and said, "Might as well get that podcast equipment ready, buddy." I mean, he might be done.
No, he's done.
And Zay Flowers is only a rookie, and Mark Andrews. I mean, it's bad.
Who dropped the passes? Do we know who's dropping? I heard it was 3 total touchdowns dropped in the end.
Rashad Bateman dropped 2. I think Zay Flowers dropped 1 that would have been a touchdown, 1 that would have been 50 yards. Yeah. If he makes a move, he makes another, and they score another touchdown. I think Odell dropped 1. It was bad.
It's not good.
Yeah, I had a prize pick of Lamar more than 1.5 touchdowns.
That hurts.
Yeah, and it lost me. It was the last thing I needed. So shout out to Rashad. That's a neck. Shout out to Zay. Thank y'all so much for that. Also, the Texans beat the Steelers. The Ravens beat the Texans.
Steelers beat the Ravens.
Steelers beat the Ravens. So what the fuck is the NFL? It's so crazy.
The NFL has been weird.
It's so
it's been a weird season so far. And at one point, this game was like 10-5.
Yeah.
Yes, it was awesome. In the
pretty
fourth
hilarious.
quarter, I think it was like 10-5. It was awesome.
Pretty hilarious.
Absolutely
you know what?
Awesome.
It is pretty cool though to see, like, because I was in on the Steelers before the season. I was like, hey man, I like Kenny Pickett. I like George Pickens. They're cool. Like, I want them to do well. I want them to compete. I like when the Steelers are good. And last 2 weeks they have not, or last week especially against the Texans, they didn't look good. This week they kind of did, And I think it's because Matt Canada is a little pussy bitch.
Yeah, the offense looks awful, but the defense won that game for the Steelers with the safety, the sack at the end of the game. TJ Watt was just all over the field. He looked insane.
As always,
Yeah, the Steelers defense won that game. It looked gross outside. I don't know what the weather was like, but it just didn't look right on camera.
Just looked wet
for
and
whatever
gloomy,
reason.
like one of those days, yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently at the end of the game, that touchdown pass that won it.
I was about to bring this up.
Yeah, apparently Matt Canada called a play. Kenny Pickett audibled out of it and then threw it deep to George Pickens for the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah.
And cut back to Matt Canada in the booth. He looks pissed. He looks like he's everyone else is cheering around him and he's not doing anything. He's just
Matt Canada knows that he's like, oh, that was it.
Or in trouble.
In trouble. Also, just like kind of selfish. Like, get happy for your QB, get happy for your offense that they just scored an impossible touchdown, the touchdown you don't ever score on your offense. Like, get hyped, man. You didn't get hyped. You look like a pussy bitch. Go get it on your burner, bro.
Yeah, I mean, bounce back game for the Steelers after obviously getting destroyed by the Texans last week. Pickett at 224 yards and a tutty. Pickens at 130 yards. TJ Watt had 2 sacks. They kind of looked more like kind of what they were kind of supposed to be. Last week was just a detour against a really good Texans team.
And I think this game solidifies it that the AFC North is the most confusing division in football.
I don't know what to make of it. I mean, I don't know because also we'll get to it, I'm sure, but the Bengals looked good. The Ravens are still pretty solid. Yep. Steelers, like, they look off and on every week. I mean, the Browns, who fucking knows? Like, I don't know what to make of this division.
Me neither.
So far, it's 5 weeks in. No idea.
Not a clue what's going on. And speaking of the AFC North, let's go ahead and talk about the Cincinnati Bengals. Are they back? Are they back?
They had to be. This had to be the game where they come back. They lose against the Cardinals, and like an upset. That's bad. You're probably fucking. You're DED dead. You're dead. But Joe Burrow said he felt good. He played like he felt good.
Yeah. No, they're back as fuck. They're super back. Joe, look, man, everyone's dogging on Joe. And look, obviously he's been bad. Like, there's no way around that. But this happens to him still. Like, he'll have bad games, and people always are so quick to start doubting Joe Burrow. I don't understand why. And this was such a great answer, and this is what they will be for the rest of the season. I mean, I'm not saying Jamar Chase is going to have 3 touchdowns every game, but they're gonna win games. They're probably going to end up winning that division still somehow. I think with how wild it is, I think they win enough games to do that, and they're going to make a run in the playoffs, and it's going to be like nothing ever happened. They're back.
Yeah, they're 2-3 now.
Yes,
is that right? So one more loss and they'll tie their loss record from last year. They were 12-4 last season. One more loss and they've already matched their loss total from last season. But Joe Burrow, did y'all see the long touchdown pass that he threw to Jamar Chase just in stride?
Oh my God, it was a seed.
It was
a seed.
It the most beautiful thing ever.
He launched it, and I was like, okay, well, he hadn't done that this season. That's new. So drugs,
stride, dropped in the bucket.
Drugs are good, is what I'm hearing, because
was that Percocet Joe? Was that Perk Joe?
Perky Joe, cortisol shot into the calf Joe. Like, I don't know what happened. Because he looked good. He had a few scrambles. He got a first down, did a little slide action. Like, he was doing things that Joe Burrow's been doing when healthy.
Yeah.
I don't know how it happened so quickly from the week before where he looked like he forgot how to walk.
He said he was
does this.
Good.
I don't know. He wasn't lying. He wasn't lying.
Yeah. I mean, he played easily the best game he's played since like end of last season. Like, he looked like midseason form right there.
Yeah.
Also, after the week or after that whole thing, the Diva Watch, I'm open. I'm always fucking open. Jamar Chase, he is always fucking open.
7-11. 7-11.
Good Lord. I mean, good Lord. He put up a monster game. So if you get
15
those
catches,
two guys going, you're going to win.
15 catches, franchise record. I don't know, almost 200.
193 yards, 3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty damn good.
You get those two guys going like that, they will win you some fucking football games.
Yeah.
So
another team that's just probably not going to lose ever again. The San Francisco 49ers, 42, the Dallas Cowboys, 10. The Cowboys' offense is doo-doo, and the 49ers are the most complete team in football and remind me of the 2011 New England Patriots, which is horrifying.
Yeah, I mean, they barring any kind of injury, I think we can all agree that like this is easily they are easily a favorite to go and win the Super Bowl like right now.
And even with an injury, like you can lose a Debo, you can lose a Kittle, you can lose a McCaffrey, and their other running backs are just destroying the Dallas Cowboys last night. 6, 7, 8, 10 yards a carry, just running all over the place.
I just, and it's just Brock Purdy. Going into this year, I was like, I don't know, man. He obviously he was hot last year and he was a rookie. People have film on him. Like, let's see. No, he's never going to lose a game that he'll start and finish. He's never done that. He might never do that. Like, that's crazy.
10-0.
He's just playing perfect football. He's playing perfect football with the offense around him.
The 49ers are going 17-0. They're not losing a game this year.
I think there's one loss
on
their schedule.
What is it?
I think it's when they go play the Eagles in Philadelphia.
I don't think that's even honestly. I don't even think that game is close.
What?
I think the Niners. I think this 49ers team could possibly, barring any, like you said, major any setbacks. I don't think they lose a game, and I think they're a top 5 team ever assembled. It's insane. It is absolutely ridiculous what they do. Christian McCaffrey, first off, didn't even have a great day either. Like Christian McCaffrey has 14 touchdowns in 14 games since he's been with the Niners. Like
pretty good.
They have so many damn options. Like everything. Brandon Ayuk is insane. George Kittle is insane. Debo's insane. Brock Purdy's insane. The defense is insane. McCaffrey's insane. Shanahan's insane. Everything they do is just like top notch. And I really don't see any team in the NFL being able to beat them. It's insane.
It's the most complete football team that we've seen since the 2011 Patriots. The 2011 Patriots lost the Super Bowl that year, but their offense was just crazy, and then it was a Bill Belichick prime defense too to go with like Randy Moss and all these guys in 2011. It was just horrifying, and I'm picking up the exact same vibes from the 49ers, except for I don't hate them because they're not coached by Bill Belichick and they're not in my division, and Tom Brady's not their quarterback. Like that helps a lot because you can watch the 49ers and enjoy it, and then also in the back of my mind as a Miami Dolphins fan, as a little look ahead, February seems scary if you get there.
Yeah, it's still cool getting there. But
it'd be really cool to get there.
Yeah, it'd be fucking amazing to get there. Yeah. Oh, that'd be awesome. But no, it's like you see the 49ers in your path, and that's a game, no matter what, you're going to circle because you're like, well, that's a game we need to get fucking ready for.
That's like the boogeyman. Like it's like if you have the
It's
Niners,
like John Wick. It's like John Wick as a football team.
Yeah.
It's like you're not going to stop them.
You just know that you're going, like you have to just know that's an L. Like on your schedule. Like there's just nothing you can do to stop that team. And
it's
until
like, how do you game plan for them?
You don't. You can't. Rest your starters if you're playing the Niners. You're not going to win. Might as well not waste it.
It's like that scene in John Wick when the Russian scary guy is like, "Did you strike my son?" And John Leguizamo goes, "Yeah, as a matter of fact, I did." And he goes, "Why?" He goes, "Because he stole John Wick's car and killed his dog." And he went, "Oh."
Yeah, he's like, oh.
It's like you're playing the Niners. Like we might do pretty well in the next few weeks. You're playing the Niners one week. Oh, hang up.
Yeah,
you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And then the Cowboys on the other side, awful.
No,
are they the best good bad team?
They are not good.
I'm not going to say
they're also not bad. They're good, but they're bad.
Fine. I think they're a good team.
They falter against good teams. They play good teams and lose. They play the Cardinals, they lose. They play like the 49ers, don't have a prayer. They can't do anything. Dak is lost. Everyone's lost. Mike McCarthy needs to be fired yesterday. You know who's going to look real good in a Cowboys windbreaker? Fucking Ben Johnson, dude.
Sure. Why not?
Bill Belichick, other Cowboys. That would be ridiculous. That would be like the weirdest thing. I'd be like AI art.
I don't even think
I'd be kind of scared.
I don't think they're bad. I think they're okay. I don't think they're like a top 5 team, like a lot of people kind of said. I think they're a top 8. That might be 8, 7, 8. But the thing is, back to the Niners. No one is gonna go beat them. Everyone's gonna get dog walked by that team. So I'm not gonna sit here and talk all this shit on the Cowboys for having a bad game against one of the best teams ever put on a football field.
I will.
So like I'm not gonna judge any team who loses to them right now. To be honest.
So the only team that's played the Niners well, kinda, was the Rams in week 2, and they still allowed 30 points. They lost 30-23. Every other game. They've been blowouts. Steelers blowout, Giants blowout, Cardinals blowout, Cowboys fucked them up.
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy.
That's
a pretty crazy start to a season, man.
Yeah. They're a buzzsaw, but for Dallas, like obviously you notice Dak with all the turnovers, all the interceptions. Yeah. Tony Pollard non-existent. CeeDee Lamb non-existent. Brandon Cooks was on the field. I heard. Cool. Jake Ferguson,
heard he was out there. Yeah,
non-existent. Offensive line non-existent. I didn't even notice Micah Parsons last night. I saw Stephon Gilmore on the field. He got lucky because someone dropped a football. That's the one time I noticed him because he left that guy wide open. The Cowboys, we always had our questions. They were good, great defense, class of the NFC, week 1, 40-point win against the Giants. Yeah, no, they're the best good, bad team. Like, they go as far as Dak takes them, and Dak has shown us time and time again when the brights are on, he will not be.
God damn it. Brock Purdy hasn't thrown a fucking interception yet. He's 9 touchdown passes and 0 interceptions.
That's the other thing. Brock Purdy has officially cemented himself in the MVP conversation.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You can't not have him up there.
I was on him early. I'm not saying that to be like I knew, but he last season when he started doing this shit, like I was like, Brock is just good, and a lot of people didn't want to give him the credit. That time's over. If you cannot look me in the eyes and tell me that Brock isn't. Here's the deal: Brock's not a guy who's going to be a superstar. He's running, throwing this, like making crazy plays, but he just plays the quarterback position perfectly. He reads the field, knows exactly what decision to make, when to make it, how to make it, what to do, and he's perfect, and he's the perfect quarterback for that team. And I'm not, I don't know what else you can say about him other than he's absolutely in the MVP race.
Yeah, I mean, even though like his team is a super team essentially, he is elevating them. He's not carrying them, but he is like winning games for them, playing almost perfect football. Rarely makes mistakes. He hasn't really made a mistake this year yet. They're putting up 30 points at least every game. Yeah, you're in the MVP conversation, buddy. If you're doing that, I can't, And I was like last year, like I was kind of one of the guys not willing to give him the credit yet because I was like, you just kind of coming in, you got the hot hand coming in. I feel like Jimmy G was doing this with the Niners, kind of, like we'll see, but no, he's played way better than Jimmy G ever did for the Niners.
Yeah,
he's played way better than Trey Lance could ever play. So like, I mean, I'm pretty stunned by what Brock Purdy has done. And also like, just like the way he looks, I'm like, that's an MVP right there.
Yeah. I mean, he's 23. I mean, he's younger than us. I mean, he's on the year, 1,271 yards passing, 9 touchdowns, 0 picks, 83.7 QBR, which is the best in the league. You can't argue. There's nothing.
Nope. Not at all. 7th round pick, last pick of the draft.
Very good.
What a time for him, Just like maybe I'll make the practice squad.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'm in the MVP race. That's pretty good.
Oh, by the way, I'm like leading one of the best teams in the last decade to like 5-0 and just one of the best offenses I've ever seen. Like, genuinely, like the Dolphins have been fantastic offensively, but they do make some mistakes on the offensive side. I don't see the Niners ever making mistakes on the offensive side. They're fucking textbook, dude.
No, they don't. Speaking of the Miami Dolphins, we're moving on to quick hits now. Okay. We just did our 5 big topics. Quick hits. Miami Dolphins break the 2000 greatest show on turf St. Louis Rams record for most yards in the first 5 games of the season by like 50 yards or so, like 2,600 and something yards. Pretty good. First in the league in yards, points, rushing yards, passing yards, just all the things. Yeah, the Dolphins didn't have a good game yesterday, and they won by 15 points. Scored 31 points. So there was Dolphins Twitter was in shambles yesterday. They're like, "Oh, Tua looks like he sucks. Oh, why did Achane fumble? Like the defense sucks." Defense gave up 9 points. Tua threw a pick 6, and then threw another pick right at somebody. Like shit happens, and he had 300 yards and 2 touchdowns to go with it.
Run that by me one more time. Dolphins Twitter was in shambles yesterday.
Yeah, Dolphins Twitter was complaining. Just
what the fuck for?
About
out the wazoo. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching it on the couch, and sure, I'll say something or like, Tua, what are you doing? Like, what are we doing that for?
Yeah.
He laughed in the face of Dexter Lawrence yesterday for the Giants after he threw the second pick. Lawrence came up and said something to him, and Tua just looked at him with the biggest smile I've ever seen and started laughing in his face. I was like, oh, well, next drive's a touchdown. Yeah, they didn't pass the ball the next drive. They ran it every single time all the way into the end zone.
Tyreek with 181 yards and a touchdown yesterday.
Oh, and that's the other thing. So we were talking earlier with the Steelers how Kenny Pickett audibled out of the play call from Canada, and they throw a touchdown to George Pickens. So that touchdown to Tyreek yesterday for 69 yards, Tua couldn't hear what Mike McDaniel called into the helmet. So then he just kind of called his own play, and then Mike McDaniel's freaking out on the sideline like, why are we lining up on this? Like, everyone's on the wrong side of the field, and all of a sudden Tua just launches it in perfect stride to Tyreek, 69 yards, touchdown. And then Mike McDaniel's like,
whatever.
That's just comfortability in the offense. He knows what he's doing now. So now we can explore that. So now there's another wrinkle to be discovered with the Miami Dolphins offense, which is kind of scary that they're already first and breaking records and all those things. So
and then
Dolphins
go
break the record.
Script and just come up with shit on the go and just fucking throw a deep touchdown to the best receiver in the league. Yeah.
Yes.
There's a problem. It's a real problem.
What is Devon Achane, dude? Like what?
The second best running back in the league.
He averages 12 yards a carry.
Oh, so let me pull this picture up. I had it yesterday. I screenshotted it from Twitter. I don't remember who tweeted it out, but it was. So I screenshotted it on ESPN. He had 3 carries for 105 yards, averaging 35 yards per carry and a touchdown at one point in the first quarter yesterday. Pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
So before the 49ers game last night, Devon Achane was first in the league with 460 yards. Christian McCaffrey has now surpassed that. He's at 510. So Achane's second.
Yeah.
Before last night, Christian McCaffrey had 80 carries. Zach Moss had 89. Travis Etienne had 95. And David Montgomery had 88. Those are 4 of the top 5 with Achane in yards gained this season.
Yeah.
You want to know what Achane's attempts are after week 5?
40.
38. Tell me what's different with the other 5 or the other 4 players there. They're all well above 80 carries for the season, and Achane's at 38 and second in the league in rushing yards.
You did not need Jonathan Taylor. You're fine.
No. Yeah. And Mike McDaniel said something in the press conference yesterday. He's like, well, if we had it y'all's way, y'all would have packed all of their bags for him and got him out of town.
Yeah.
Let's be real,
Raheem Mostert
don't even need Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah. No. And Raheem Mostert also has 7 touchdowns this season. Achane has.
The Dolphins are the class of the
7
AFC
or
right
8
now, big time. I mean, I think they're the best team in the AFC.
Yeah, I don't know how you could say that they're not.
Yeah,
until they play the Chiefs and whoever wins that
Dolphins
game.
Play the Chiefs.
It's like
they
November
do. The first week of November 5th
right.
in Germany. So away game for both teams.
Both
have to deal with the travel.
I like the fucking international games, but playing that game in a different country, in a different continent, fucking is like, what, dude?
Well,
play it here.
Last offseason, Tyreek Hill was like, I can't wait to play the Chiefs in Arrowhead. I'm so excited because it came out. It was an away game. We're like, oh, we're going to Arrowhead. Going to be a primetime game. Tyreek goes back to Arrowhead. It's going to be awesome. And then it came out that was the Germany game. And I was like, I mean, I'm glad that the home field advantage is now taken out for the Chiefs, but that had to be a Sunday or Monday night game in Arrowhead. Tyreek Hill returns. It would have been awesome. But
hey, what the fuck is Tyreek's problem with the Chiefs organization, man? Why does he hate them so much? He talks so much shit about them.
I think he tries to gas up the Dolphins, but in turn he shits on the Chiefs for some reason. And I think he was complaining about the amount of targets he was getting, but Travis Kelce's there, like he's going to take a majority of the catches because he's a large human, and Tyreek Hill is 5'10".
So many targets. He got he gets so many targets all the time. I don't know what he's talking about.
And now Tyreek gets like 11 to 20 targets a game now, and he's just I'm going to put up 100. He's averaging well over 100 yards per game with the Miami Dolphins since getting traded there. He's well on his way to 2,000 yards this season. I think he's on pace for like 2,250 yards and 37 touchdowns.
I think he's going to do the 2,000 yard thing.
I think so as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. Another quick hit. Nate Hackett gets his revenge on the Broncos. Jets beat the Broncos 31-21. Zach Wilson didn't look like terrible, but Breece Hall was good. Defense was good. Russell Wilson bad. Revenge.
Yeah. Dude, the fucking Broncos are the biggest clown show in the NFL right now,
so
I think.
Stupid.
Sean Payton coming in and talking that shit and coming after. And it was funny because we were talking about it, me and Noah, yesterday. It's like everyone was like, hell yeah, well done, Nate. Well done, Nathaniel Hackett. Like after the game, like a kid who stood up to his bully. Because it's kind of like universally known how fucked up it was what Sean Payton did.
Yeah.
You know, everyone was kind of like, whoa, what's wrong with you, bud? And then, the Jets win, obviously, and everyone was like, good for Nate. I'm proud of Nathaniel. And they're like, way to stick it to that bully. And I'm like, I mean, he got what was coming, man.
Yeah, he did. I mean, I was happy to see it. Also, look, man, sorry, y'all know this. I appreciate the Jets for what they are. I think they're a fun little team. And I like seeing this stuff happen. I like seeing the post-game clip of everyone in the locker room just having a good time. Robert Saleh talking to his team, not getting balls thrown at his fucking head, and just being. Everyone seemed happy. Everyone seemed happy for Nathaniel and the Broncos. It's actually they like genuinely piss me off with how stupid they are. Like I look like whenever like I see what is happening there, I'm like, I just like I can't even put into words how it just annoys me. And Russell Wilson, I think, is just a clown. I think Sean Payton's a clown, and I feel really bad for any Broncos fan. I really do.
They went from oh shit, let's go. We got fucking Russell Wilson. We traded for Russell Wilson. Now we're gonna we have a good team, dude. Yeah. We have a good quarterback. To like, oh okay, we're bad, but we just traded for Sean Payton. Let's go. No more draft picks.
I just don't
Geno
know.
Smith is doing well in Seattle, and they had their picks, and now Russell's about to be out of a job, and Sean Payton might be out of a job. Honestly, like it's bad. It's bad up there in the mountains.
And I don't know how the Broncos get better. I don't know what their timeline is, but they're not going to be good for a long time.
Well, now it's been said that pretty much everyone is on the trade block. They're open to hearing anything from any team. So Patrick Surtain, Clark, dude. Justin Simmons. Like there's a lot of pieces on that Broncos team. Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton, Javonte Williams. There's just a number of players on that squad that are like people are willing to listen to from the Broncos GM side. So as a Dolphins fan, I would love to go get Patrick Surtain, complete the father-son legacy, get the Surtains back in Miami. That would be pretty cool. But
you don't need shit, buddy.
Yeah,
I'm being selfish at this point. The defense is not very good.
What do y'all even have anymore?
Like we got a first-round pick this year, next year, the year after that, whenever we want. We got all the first-round picks.
You asked for that one, buddy.
And we haven't we traded one. So last year we had the Dolphins pick and another pick. Was it the Texans' last pick?
Probably.
I don't remember. We had one other pick. We traded that pick to the Broncos for Bradley Chubb, who has not lived up to a first-round pick in a $100 million contract. But whatever. Nevertheless,
yeah.
And then we got our pick stripped by Roger Goodell for no reason at all. So,
oh yeah, That's right.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well,
Whatever.
man, then go get Pat. I would love to see it.
Whatever,
It'd be
dude. I
pretty
don't
cool.
care anymore.
I can't even
Broncos
believe Jalen
suck.
Ramsey's still going to come play for y'all.
Broncos suck. That's the moral of the story.
Yeah.
Broncos fucking suck.
Dude, all the shit that the Dolphins are doing right now, and Jalen Ramsey's just waiting to come play.
Speaking of Jalen Ramsey, he was sprinting down the tunnel yesterday. He hasn't been cleared to sprint, but he sprinted down the tunnel yesterday after the game.
Yeah, so he's getting geared up and ready
Dolphins
to come back.
Niners Super Bowl. That's terrifying.
Yeah, that's first of all, that's a great aesthetically. That's a great uniform matchup.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be
It'd be great.
It's gonna be a great coaching matchup.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a great defensive, offensive on each
McCain.
side. Dude, it might be like, dude, fuck a final score. It might be like best Super Bowl of all time, dude.
Yeah,
and it's a rematch of the 1984 or 85 or 84 Super Bowl. Niners versus Dolphins. Dolphins had Dan Marino in his second season, threw for like 5,000 yards that year, 50 or 48 touchdowns. Like, could be a rematch of that. So all the pregame stuff is showing highlights of that Super Bowl. Oh,
yeah, it would
Dan
just
be
Marino's
tremendous.
probably gonna be on field and shit. And like,
Dan Marino's there, and then you got Joe Montana and Steve Young, Jerry Rice. All those guys probably come for the San Fran side. That'd be a fun time in Vegas. In the Vegas night with the desert sunset. Ooh.
We're going there.
If the Dolphins are in there, I'm going. I don't know about y'all, but I'll be there.
I mean, I'll be outside.
Yeah, I'll just be waiting for you to come out, and we'll
That'd
drink either way.
Yeah, one way or another. Last quick hit here. Swifties might get artificial turf banned from the NFL because of Travis Kelce.
Were they worried about Travis?
Travis Kelce turned his ankle yesterday, trying to just run on the artificial turf in Minnesota. Swifties are coming after the NFL. They're tweeting out the wazoo. They're all over the place.
Jesus Christ.
They're going to get artificial turf banned, even though everyone's pretty much already agreed to it for next season. It might happen like next week. They might just have to spend millions of dollars every stadium to get real grass in there, just because Travis Kelce has like a low ankle sprain on turf.
Look, man, don't fuck with the Swifties. That's their dad right now.
No, well, the thing is, like, the NFL was like, yes, all these Swifties, let's go. And you know what? Like, cool, making the NFL more popular. Business is booming for Travis Kelce merch, and NFL ultimately gets more money and more viewership. Whatever, yada yada yada. But if you fuck up, you'll know about it. You know, Travis Kelce slips and fucking falls, and it's like you have a big problem. You have a real problem.
Real problem.
You have a real problem, NFL. You have all the Swifties now fucking turning on you, dude. So be careful.
Roger Goodell's in deep shit if he doesn't get this turned around for the Swifties.
I mean, can you imagine if they fucking suspended Travis Kelce for something? Like, imagine if he gets caught with performance enhancing drugs, and that Travis is like, what? I didn't know it was some kind of weird medication. I don't know. And then all the Swifties were like, did you fucking ban him on purpose? Did you ban him without any evidence? And they would be like, it'd be wild. So they better be
It's going to be like Dave Portnoy and the Barstool guys when they went and protested at NFL headquarters after Brady got suspended that one year for Deflategate or whatever. But instead, it's going to be the Swiftie mob in New York City. Like, it's just not four dudes in Patriots jerseys. It's an army of women and men that are just ready to go to war. Yeah. That'd be fun. That was quick hits. That was play action takes. Week 5 review. A lot of things happened. 5 weeks are gone. We have a clear head horse with the San Francisco 49ers in the NFL. Like, it's not up for debate. They're the best team in football.
Yeah, easily.
Even though the Eagles are undefeated with them, but the 49ers are in a different class. Play action takes football. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like it, comment, do all the things at Apollo HOU. Follow us on Twitter at Apollo HOU. If you're listening to this on Apple or Spotify, hit the follow or subscribe button as well. It helps out. It does good things for us.
It helps us help you. No ball.
Yeah,
we're doing God's work. Ball God's work.
Victory Monday for us, but we'll be back on the wagon next week, boys. Next Monday we'll be on the wagon.
Back on that. We'll be smoking on that Saints pack next week.
Oh yeah. Oh, fuck the Saints.
That'll be great. So, Play Action Takes presented by Apollo Media. This has been us talking football.
Hell yeah.
Talking ball. We talked ball. So, see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Watch football.